Hey, what's up, ladies? This is your girl, Miss Enuff. I help women who struggle with self-acceptance. If this sounds like you want to hang around and learn more about, go ahead and hit subscribe. My name is Shar, and let's talk about social acceptance, overcoming social anxiety. So I'm talking to the ones who are suffering with social anxiety. Question for you: what has you closed off? Where did it start? We're going to dig deep on that. Where did it start? How did it begin with you when it comes to removing yourself and being closed off from others? It may have started from childhood. Some trauma or event happened that caused you to isolate and has caused you to be withdrawn from people. Another thing of where it may have stemmed from is you went to a gathering or a party. There was something that happened and you went, and someone said something very hurtful. Someone said something very just wrong to you. That have may been something about what you're wearing, what you said, something that just humiliated you and embarrassed you. Maybe it was a family member that embarrassed you. Maybe it was a friend that hurted you. We all go through different pains and traumas, and from those pains and trauma, there's a root cause of our reaction. There's a root cause of how we live our lives. And so when we can identify where that pain stemmed from, then we can start to process, or we can actually start to heal. Social anxiety is something that is close home to me, and is actually something that people need to talk more about because people are suffering silently. I presently don't have social anxiety, but I know what it feels like to have social anxiety. These symptoms of your heart beating fast and nervous while you're talking, even being clumsy at times. I know I did that and was nervous. Oh, I'm gonna say the wrong thing, and oh, they're gonna make fun of me. So you're contemplating, and you're actually like rehearsing what things have been said to you, or what you need to say, or what you're going to say. You're thinking that they're going to judge you. You get shaky and sweating, and so you go through all these anxieties points where it's like, man, I don't want to be around nobody. I don't want to deal with anybody because people make me nervous, and I just don't want to deal with it. So I know what it feels like, and I know that it can be hard to be around people. I was just talking with someone new recently about this. They mentioned that they had social anxiety and that they were nervous at that moment, that they didn't even want to be outside their house. They just wanted to stay inside because of the fear. And that's what it really is. It's fear. And then when you get hurt, now you don't trust anybody. And so you have this social phobia where I have this fear of people and activities and parties and large crowds, and then you carry on with that and you stay in isolation. And so what can help you out of that? Some may be wanting to come out of social anxiety. Some may be wanting to fix this and don't want it because they don't want to live with this. They don't want to have this, but they do. And so I want to help you see that there is a way, because like I said, I was going through this myself, and I had to find a way out because I knew it wasn't me. And that is the reason why this is such of a hard thing to deal with, is because you're dealing with something that's not even you. It's really something that you shouldn't even be having and carrying through your life, because it keeps you from people. It keeps you from the people you love. And so when you when you're by yourself and you're isolated, ask yourself, is this helping me? Is this benefiting me? Is this making me feel loved? Is this like making me feel even worse about myself? You know, what are your feelings? What are you going through emotionally and physically? And how much are you avoiding? Like, how hard is it for you? And so when you ask these questions, you're doing some self-awareness. Write these things down to become more aware. And when you do that, you can start to feel like you can answer your questions, and you can feel like maybe I should do something about it. So I want to give you some tips on how to deal with it, how to face it. The first tip is face the social situation. Sometimes you got to make yourself be in something and do something different in order to get different results. We can't assume that if I stay in my comfortability and if I stay in the same thing, I can get different results. It doesn't work that way, because you don't grow in one spot. You have to move out. You have to move around. And so face it. Go to a gathering. Go to a party. Go to whatever you have to do. If you have to be back at where it started, but approach it differently. And before you do that, the next tip is talk to a therapist. Go through the steps. Go through the process with working your way out of this anxiety. Another step, and this is probably going to be recommended through the therapist, start to build relationships with people, healthy people, whoever you can find that you can be safe with, that you can express your concerns and express how you feel to this person or people. Like, find a community that you can be safe with to break out of this. Another tip is the ultimate tip is to pray. Pray to God. Ask Him, Lord, help me. First, Lord, remove this from me, because this is not me. This does not belong to me. Remove this and help me through this. Help me to love others. Help me to see it your way, and help me to see me the way you see me. I want to go to scripture real quick. 1 Corinthians 13:5. It says, it does not dishonor others. It is not self-seeking. It is not easily angered. It keeps no record of wrong. When we think about that, we think about, okay, how are we helping anyone? We're making matters worse by staying isolated, not trusting anybody, not doing anything about it. We're not helping anyone. We're not loving when we're apart and we're avoiding people. We're actually making it worse. And so this scripture is actually a part of the love is patient, love is kind scripture, where you can't love if you're by yourself. You can't love yourself if you're treating yourself this way. So I know that it may be hard. I know there's steps to this. I know there's a process with this. But you can get through it. Coming from somebody who actually went through it, you can get through it. Whatever you have to find to reinvent yourself. Now, I understand the part of isolating yourself to find yourself, or isolating yourself from people to really discover who you are. I get that part. But when you're doing it out of fear, out of hurt, out of anything else, then that's when you have to really start to ask yourself, is this helping me? Is this benefiting me? Is this going to make matters worse? Is this physically harming me? Is this mentally harming me? Those are the things you want to be self-aware of, because it can do more damage than good. And so those are the tips I have for you. I hope this helps you to push yourself out of this comfort zone, to push yourself out of the corner of fear and isolation, and know that there's more to life. God has more for you. His word says, I know the thoughts and plan I have for you. And He loves you, and He will never leave you nor forsake you. I say this all the time because it never gets old, and it's true. And so know that you're cared about. Know that this does matter. You matter, and you can get through this. I will see y'all next time. Have a blessed day.